Today, I'm going to tell you how to integrate all of your marketing together from top of funnel to bottom funnel and cross-channel. I'm going to teach you how to create audiences and how to work with all the different tactics, sources, and mediums so that you can have the biggest impact and get the most customers possible. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Before you get started, make sure to click the notification bell and make sure to subscribe so that you can get more videos like this in the future. Okay, so this is something that's really top of mind for a lot of marketers right now. There's so many different things going on and so many different ways that you can do marketing. So how do you leverage every single different type of marketing tactic, and how do you use it to increase conversions, not only through that tactic and that strategy, but across the other ones as well? So let's start off at the beginning. So the first thing is you've got SEO, social media, PPC, email marketing, push notifications, chat, and referral, okay? Those are all the different channels that you can use to essentially drive traffic to a website. So when you're thinking about each of those different channels, you wanna think about it from top of funnel to bottom funnel. And before I get into that, I want you to understand the framework, okay? It starts with a goal, right? What's your main goal? How much do you wanna make? How many conversions do you wanna get? Next, your persona. What's the exact persona and demographics of the person that you're trying to go after? Next, it goes into intent. So what is the intent of that person? Why are they online? And what are the main intents that are around your services? The main intent of that persona. That's what you would map next. Next, it's the keyword or audiences that match that intent. So I'll use an example of an SEO company because we do a lot of SEO here, but if somebody is looking for an SEO company, that's their intent, or they want to learn more about it, what are those 20 keywords or 20 audiences that map specifically to that intent? What's the ecosystem that has those keywords or those audiences? That's the next step, right? Could be Google Display Network, right? Could be Facebook, could be Instagram, could be Pinterest, could be Reddit, could be Quora, could be LinkedIn. There's all these different opportunities out there for advertising. What's the ad that you're gonna serve within that ecosystem? What's the content that they're gonna go to after that ad? So after they click on that ad in that ecosystem, what's the conversion rate for once they hit that landing page? Then what's your cost per acquisition? How much did it cost you to get that lead? And then finally, building up an audience database. And I'm gonna get to that in a little bit over here, an audience database and what you need to think about there, okay? So far we've gone over the different channels and we've gone over the way that you basically approach any funnel. So now let's take a look at the funnel. So every funnel starts with a business goal. And that business goal is what you're gonna build the whole thing around. So if you're trying to get a bunch of people to an event, or you're trying to get them to fill out a lead for a specific type of service like SEO or pay-per-click, each of those things has their own funnel. It has an awareness area that's built up of different terms and different audiences, and you want to think about that on the ecosystem level, right? Because that's where those things live. It has a consideration area, which is also different terms and different audiences. This could be 20 keywords and 5 audiences, or it could be larger depending on the scale of your company. It has conversions, and that's also built up by terms and audiences as well. And then it has remarketing. And remarketing is really once somebody gets into an ecosystem, they're cookied, you can use that to build up an audience, and then you can remarket to them through the different platforms like a Facebook or like a Google, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of different ones out there. So what does that really look like in a practical way, okay? And how do you do cross-channel with all these different tactics that I talked about earlier, and how do you make it all work together? Well, let's take a look at an example. So what I'm gonna use is what is SEO, okay? What is SEO is something that somebody who has intent, who wants to learn about SEO, a persona, right? Who has intent and wants to learn about SEO is gonna do a search for what is SEO. So for example, I might make a video on that. I believe I probably have in the past. That video, I would want to get ranked in all the different search engines, Google, Bing, etc. I would want to do a social media post on it. I would want to run social media ads on it on all the different networks, right? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, it doesn't really matter. There's the main ones that you can find the right ecosystem for. I want to run pay-per-click for that as well. So even in just Google Ads, that's a great place where you could be the first one to get that awareness. They click on it, and then you can build a remarketing audience off of that and then nurture them further down in the funnel. I would want to send out an email on that to people who potentially have gone to other blog posts on SEO who have, and I've captured their email address, and then I want to send out a blast to that segment of my email list, these people who are really looking at top of funnel stuff. I can send out a push notification, a chat, and a text to people who are very similar and were captured in a similar way to the email example that I just gave a moment ago. And then also I can write a guest post on that for all the top media outlets in my space so that if somebody does a search, then they're gonna find it on other sites as well as my site, okay? So that's what a cross-channel top of funnel strategy looks like, okay? Now when you get into the middle of the funnel, very similar from a promotional standpoint. I won't go through all that again, but what changes is the audience changes, and the keywords change as well. So for this example, in the middle of the funnel, they might be searching for something like, how long does SEO take? Now they know what SEO is. Now they want to try to figure out actually how long it takes, and they're starting to consider it. They're starting to think, okay, this is something where, you know, I'm really interested, I might potentially do it. And then finally, as a bottom funnel, they're going to be looking for things like best, looking for things like top. They're going to start basically considering different people in the space, okay? Now for the bottom of the funnel, really, really important you rank. You would probably want a service page for that, while middle of the funnel, you might want an article on it. You want to be doing social media ads, pay-per-click ads, email, push, chat, and referral. But the thing is that if somebody just comes in and they just click immediately on best SEO company or something like that, you know, best dentist, and then they click in there, that's good, and they're gonna come in, but you want to make sure you continue to nurture that person. And that's where the remarketing, and that's where the bottom of the funnel kind of post-conversion comes in. So let's take a look at that. Really, when you think about it, there's a couple different things that could have happened, right? Somebody could have filled out the form, so you actually have their contact information. They didn't fill out the form, right? Or they went to a key service page. If they didn't fill out the form and they didn't go to a key service page, that kind of puts them in this bucket. You don't really know if they're very qualified. But these two filled out the form and then went to a service page. You know these people are pretty qualified. So if you can cookie them, if you can get them to do a push notification, if you can get them to subscribe to something like ManyChat, if you can get their contact information, whether it be an email address or a text, then you can do these things that I talked about before to nurture them further and further down in the funnel. When it comes to something like a text message, you might want to send, you know, a discount, right? When it comes to something like an ad, you might want to send testimonials, expert content, special offers. And by doing that and thinking about it on a specific channel by channel and tactic by tactic approach, you can take this person and turn them into a conversion. So as you can see, now that we're in 2020, with all of these different ways that you can do marketing, it's getting more complicated. But by building audiences, and that's a really, really key thing. So building audiences and keeping those over time and using them for additional marketing. So if you have an audience that's been built off of all of this stuff around a business goal, you can go back to these people and you can sell more in the future. And that to me is really, really exciting. Okay, so that's it for cross-channel digital marketing strategy today. I hope you learned something. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I really like to hear from you. So leave a comment. I'll be happy to answer. See you next time.